We're talking relationship compatibility tonight through numerology, and I'm going to show you why it's so important to look at your entire date of birth before assessing whether someone else is good for you. We can't just look at two numbers. Let me give you an example, and then I will show you how to do it. So normally I say, like a number 5 and a number 6 life path go really well together, right? Now, but let's look at this date of birth, and I'm going to show you why a life path 6 in certain cases is really bad for a life path 5. This is why you have to look at the date of birth. And also, by the way, if you want to book a relationship compatibility reading with me, you can click the link in my bio or reach me at brooknumerology.com. And okay, let's look at this birthday as an example. It's September 15th, 1988, and this person is a life path number 5. You will hear me sometimes call it a destiny number 5. It's what we call it within the Vedic system, but I know so many people are used to the word life path, and so I don't want to confuse anyone. But if you hear me say destiny number, it's the same thing. Okay, let's get this date of birth into the grid. September is the 9th month of the year, so the 9 goes here. Always follow this pattern because every number is represented by a planet. Then the 15th. The 1 goes here, the 5 goes here. If there is a double digit for the date of birth, with the exception of the 10th, 20th, or 30th, add those numbers together and put it in the grid as well. 1 plus 5 becomes 6. The 6 goes here. The year, we never take the first 2 numbers of the year, only the last 2. So the 8 goes here, another 8 here. And then the life path for this person, right? All the numbers added up together down to one number is a 5. So we put the 5 in here. I also have another video that, I don't know, it might be like 20 videos back on how to do the Vedic grid. I tried to make the words big so you can find Vedic grid to, that this goes into more detail. Okay, so this person currently has 1-6, which is ruled by the planet Venus. Having 1-6 is known as positive 6. It allows people to enjoy luxuries without being materialistic. They see, the good and the love in people without desiring something in return, right? Think of it as like that Venus and Pisces energy. So this is positive. Now, the other person, let's say they're with that life path number 6 person. And so what we essentially do is we superimpose that other person's, their partner's life path 6 into the grid. And from there, we can analyze what the other person is bringing into their life that is going to physically happen. The name number that someone else has is more of the energy that they are bringing, like the overarching energy. The life path within the grid is essentially going to be what is physically happening in the person's life. Okay, so the 6. So now this person has 2 6s in their grid, which is -6. And so on the positive end, the life path 6 person is going to bring in more luxury, wealth, money to the person. And so, that from a material standpoint, that's good. From a spiritual standpoint, probably not as much, right? Because it's going to keep you more grounded in the material world. But here is where the negative implications are really coming into this person's life. So this person is going to become more materialistic. They are going to be more desirous of the material things within life, and they are going to stop seeing kind of what the higher purpose of real love is. They're going to be in this place of wanting to consume more. Additionally, the person that's September 15th, they themselves are going to be more prone to cheating. I'm not saying being cheated on by the number 6 person. I'm saying they're going to be more prone to cheating themselves. And then also having the 2 6s within their grid is going to make it to where the relationship itself is unstable, right? Because having more than 1 6 in your grid can create a lot of relationship problems. And so they are going to find, not necessarily through any fault of the other life path 6 person, it's just what they're bringing to the September 15th person. It's going to create problems within the relationship between the two of them. And then also the number 6 life path person is going to be bringing more confusion into the September 15th person's life. The reason is because see how there is 7 in between the 6 and the 5. When there are sixes and fives in any amount without a seven, it creates confusion for a person about the type of person they should be with. Sometimes they can, just go after people blindly and not really think about like who they're with. This wasn't so bad before because the person only had one six, but now they have two sixes. And so they're going to run into some self-esteem problems, some self-worth problems. They're going to be confused about the direction that the relationship is going with the number six person. And then here's the biggest problem that is happening. So do you see how this person has a 1 and 8s and no 7? This is known as a defamation yoga. It's exactly what it means, where your name becomes defamed either from something you did or that was done to you. I have another video on it. Their defamation yoga isn't bad, so there wasn't going to be like this huge thing that happened to them. But now that they have the sixes, two sixes with the fives, and no 7 in the middle, the defamation yoga is being further exacerbated and not in a good way. And so what could happen is they themselves, the person on September 15th, could be prone to doing something unethical within business, something to do with finances, or person that they're with, the number six, depending on what's happening in their grid, because they're bringing this extra six. They could do something like within their business and finances that defames the name of the September 15th person. And so you can see how where, a number six is really good for a 5 life path. But in this case, based on this person's date of birth, it's like I would suggest that this person not be with the number six, because it's going to be only a matter of time before the defamation yoga is activated based on their dashas. Those are time periods that we run to make predictions. And so this person, this life path 6 person, is not good for the September 15th person. Now, what's really interesting is that we're not going to analyze the grid of this hypothetical life path 6 person, but this September 15th person, when they bring in their number 5 life path number to the life path 6 grid, it could be helping the life path 6, especially if they don't have a 5 in their grid. And so you can see why sometimes there's this huge imbalance within relationships, because one person is bringing a negative number to the other person, which is really like severely affecting their life. Whereas like the September 15th person could be bringing over their 5 destiny or life path number, and that's really helping the destiny 6. So you can see why frequently there's this huge imbalance within relationships. It's not even because people are necessarily doing something like wrong to the other person. It's just the energetic vibration of the numbers and how it's playing out. So yeah, if this video was helpful for you, save it for later and definitely check out the video on the Vedic grid, because I will be putting up multiple videos weekly that show how to construct the Vedic grid and what all the numbers mean, because there's a lot to go over. And so I'm just doing a little bit at a time. Let me know if you have questions. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you for the next video. Bye.